leave wanting more.
Yeah.
That a good vacation is where you leave it and you go, wow, man, I wish I could still be on vacation.
Yeah.
What was that?
I just didn't know if you were going to keep your notes. You got your little pen in your hand, like
You know, I feel like just like taking notes and writing things down so I don't forget them a little bit. Sometimes there's a thing where, and you can tell when people are doing this. It's when you're talking to them and they're thinking and they're not paying attention. They've stopped thinking. They've started thinking about their response or other things versus continuing to listen what you're doing.
You do that all the time.
I know. That's why now I have. That's why I'm writing notes so I can just write a quick thing down and keep my attention span at you 100%.
There you go. Well, we're back in the studio.
Back in the studio after a little summer vacation, little summer vacay, home front, cottage.
It was a lot.
Traverse City.
I know. It was all of the above.
10 glorious days.
Are we talking about that now?
No. You know, what's interesting is, this is actually the first day that you've been back. We've actually spent a couple weeks where we've recorded the podcast from home and you haven't been in the office. And when people come to visit the office, like I get a call and I know they're coming, I kind of tell to the team, I say, hey, we have guests coming. Everyone, let's pick up, right?
Yeah, okay.
And you were coming today. And I thought to myself for a second,
I was going to say, if you asked people to pick up.
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should pick up a little bit. Because I know you come here and be like, where did all this shit come from?
There's a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit.
That one room. Like, I'm looking at that room going, man, I got to have this all picked up before Thursday.
I know. That's what I was thinking. Like, I'm shocked
know.
the event's here and you've got a networking event.
Yeah, we're expecting like 10 people, but I figure we got enough roller chairs. We'll just kind of roll around in the front room. We got, stuff
The
happening.
front room's nice with the couches. A lot has changed in here, and there's a lot of huge positives. We just walked into the studio, and we used to have to bring chairs
into the studio
every single time.
now
and
we
now
have chairs here.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's the little things.
It's the little things,
when you
yeah.
can afford chairs.
It signifies growth.
It does
not moving
signify
chairs
growth.
into the podcast studio because
Yeah.
you have enough to actually keep some here and at the desks.
That is crazy.
It's a big deal. It's a big
Yeah.
deal. I'm
Yeah,
telling
yeah,
you.
yeah.
But what else is going on at work? Because I haven't been here. I'm way behind.
There's a lot going on here. We've had a lot of people out of the office. It's been a very interesting week because we've had a lot of COVID stuff happening.
Which is
and
like-
people like not being here.
I feel like we haven't heard of COVID in years, and all of a sudden,
It's like the resurgence of COVID.
I know. But I will say, luckily, well, we shouldn't. I almost said someone's name, but that's a HIPAA violation. As I look in this direction, no. But luckily, it seems like any employee was just around somebody who had it, but they didn't actually feel that bad themselves. So thankfully, it seemed like our employees.
Well,
were
when one of our
okay.
other team members, she messaged us in the morning and she was like, hey, I think I might have COVID. I'm not sure if I should come in or anything like that. And she was like acting so worried. I go, look, I literally responded back and I said, COVID to me is like the boogeyman. I know it exists, but I don't really care.
Well,
So
and that's the
it's
thing.
like, matter of fact,
So,
if we didn't have someone who
a
is
pregnant
susceptible,
woman, yes, there is.
I
someone
wouldn't
who-
care. He's like, come in, like everyone's sick. I'm sick.
Well, and it's one of those things. So, we're around sick people.
We're just in an airplane
We were just in an airplane.
with 100 people.
I mean,
guaranteed that
my
5
own
of
dad
them
wasn't feeling great on this trip. We were all staying in the same house. Like, it was my mom's birthday, and like my dad wasn't feeling great then, and he like came over even though we've got the baby, because it's kind of like we're building immunities here, people. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't bother
I'm
me.
not worried about it as long as you feel okay enough to like do something.
Yeah, I
to
mean,
work.
if you're oozing from your orifices, please stay home.
Well, and also,
for
if
God's
you
sakes.
don't feel well enough to work, then we're not forcing you to. You don't have to, But
Yeah,
if it's
lay
like,
on the,
hey,
lay on
I
the
want
couch,
to,
watch
and I've
some
got
TV,
so much stuff
catch
to
up
do.
on your
Yeah,
Harry Potter
do it.
episodes.
I mean, if they get the man flu like you do, that's all they'd be doing. I might have to confiscate this pen from you. You're just clicking it over and over again.
when
Your
I get
note-taking.
sick, I like to like crawl into my room, close the door, and just
You're like every man.
go
with
in the
man
fetal
flu.
position and just.
But I do feel bad. What's strange to me, not strange, but I don't know if it was a requirement or not a requirement. It's just like Are people still testing for COVID? Because if I have a stuffy nose or a sore throat, like I'm not gonna have to go test for COVID.
No, usually what's happening is that people have someone else who actually it
Is
probably
worried.
matters.
Or, yeah.
And because that happened, then everyone's getting tested.
Once
and
someone
then-
gets positive, I bet if people were still worried about it, I bet the whole world would be testing positive for COVID at this point. It's kind of like a strain of the flu. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying I'm scientific here or that I know anything.
No,
but
I
I'm
mean, like I said, it's the boogeyman. It's like I know it exists.
yeah.
I said something like something about the dark, but I don't care.
Anyway, you threw this employee, or not this employee, but she who shall not be named. But this other one, you were like, get with Becky for protocol. And I'm like, you think I know how long you're supposed to wait to test again? I was like, they said they got positive on Monday. I was like, test on Wednesday. I don't know. Like, do you
here's the
feel
thing.
better? You know what? How about don't test and say you did
You
and
and I
then
both
come in?
know. You and I both know that my empathy level is so low. Like
You know who's really high in empathy if he can hear me? Kyle. You should
he?
have Kyle deal with sick employees.
Okay, that's probably what I'll have to do because I'm kind of like, okay, like what do you want me to do?
No,
like,
next time someone's not feeling well, be like, hey, Kyle, can you message and see if this person's
like
okay?
I'm actually curious what the look on my face is when people ask me certain things because I'm like, because inside I'm really trying to like, don't act badly. Like
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, don't be the person who doesn't care. I'm like, I hope you get better. I'm like,
It's so
I'm
funny
like
he says
trying
this
to-
because he really, when he's not feeling well, it's not that he's looking for empathy from other people because he actually doesn't want to speak to any other living thing for at least 5 days until he's like unhibernated. But yeah, it is
Well,
interesting.
okay, so like, let's say someone came and they're like, "Hey, I don't feel good. Please don't talk to me. I'll be back when I'm back." I'd be like, "Rock on." Fist bump. Done.
Yeah, but you have employees
My
that
people.
care. Anyway,
No, that's what I'm saying. That's a
employee,
team member
it's
that
been
said
like
that to me.
over a month since I've been in the office, and we've got all kinds of things that
Last summer when we went on this exact same trip, we had the great air conditioning rental debacle, where we had to buy 40 air conditioners while I was out of town. I literally had to buy multiple Lowe's. We spent like 12 grand with like over the phone with Lowe's.
Yeah, it was something.
And then had these things picked up only to lose 8 grand because they only used them for 3 days. That was the big debacle last year. This year,
It's not a debacle; it's a debacle.
a debacle. You know what? I just texted the guy, the dive group,
Saying it's
and
a
I said
debacle.
debacle, and Adam
it
literally
auto-
responded back and goes, "Debacle is what you mean." And I'm like, "What?"
You spelled it wrong, and you spelled it so wrong. Autocorrect couldn't even help you.
Actually, autocorrect wrote it as debugged. And then I
Because
wrote
that's how that-
deboggled, and I made sure
Did
that I
you say
corrected it.
BOGG?
Yes,
O
deboggle.
OMG.
Deboggle. It's deboggle.
DEBACLE.
No, debacle is not the same as a debacle. A debacle is different than a debacle.
No, it sounds like you've got your own strain of COVID. Deboogled.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Scrooge McDuck. I don't know why I thought of that. just now,
What's
but-
your debacle you're texting the boys about?
So I don't know, the hurricane and people not being able to fly in, and like
Oh,
last
yeah.
year, one of the guys was late because it was like
He's
Adam
talking about
came
his
in like a
dive
day
trip coming
later
up,
because
which
he
we'll
couldn't even
talk-
get in.
Yeah, we'll
to
get
time
in.
or whatever.
We'll get into the dive trip
Anyway,
next
so
week,
this
but
year,
when we went on our Michigan trip, so we just got back from
this year the big debacle
that's so much better.
was the fact that our manufacturing line for our seasoning went
I
down
know,
before we
that's
left.
super unfortunate.
And I ordered a part, and here's the crazy part about this. So, one is that I'm an engineer, right? I mean, I'm an engineer, I'm mechanically applied, whatever. I do not trust anyone else. I'll just say it, right? I'm a typical guy. I don't trust anyone else to fix it. I did not trust the other person to fix it because here's why, okay? Because if they broke it or did something, I would blame them. I don't mind blaming myself.
Trust me, I understand.
I don't mind blaming myself. So it was more of a just protecting.
I think a ton of people are
team
like
member.
that. It's like, I mean,
Yeah. But we're down. Meanwhile, we're getting cases and cases of orders. Like, and I'm talking like hundreds
go
of bottles
sales, go.
of sales that are piling up that can't go out because we don't have manufacturing. So here's something that not even, actually that no one knows. I haven't even shared this or anything like that. So obviously I order the part comes, I'm like, okay, I think this is the part. So I get in, and then I realize that this part, you just pull it out. It's got pins, and you just slide the other part back in. It is so
it's
basic.
not hard. You didn't
Not
trust
hard.
anyone to do it.
Not hard at all. Okay, now I don't say that to anyone, of course. But here's the thing. I put the part in and it's still not fixed.
Right.
Like it's not working. So, but I made a lot of changes before that part. So I was like, okay, I'm going to have to walk through all the changes I made to see if I can identify what it is. I ended up bringing this machine home so I could work on it in the garage over
and
the
you're
weekend.
forgetting that you purchased a brand new.
Meanwhile, as a backup, I dropped $4,000
on a new machine
to get a new machine to replace this machine. There's 3 machines, and this is one of the 3 machines that we use.
Yeah.
So, but here's not the part I haven't told anybody about. Okay. So I go out into the warehouse and I know that all these orders are pending. I haven't really looked at the orders. I just know there's a ton of orders. And I go back there and there's 50 cases of product just sitting on the shelf. And I'm like, we have product. Why isn't it going out? And I look at everything, and I'm like getting furious, right? Like I don't think anyone actually thinks I get mad here, but I do. I just do my best to control it, right?
Am I included in the people that don't think you get mad?
You kind of know.
Oh no, I know.
You know the tells. You know the tells. So, anyways, I'm like getting worked up, and so I do one of those typical like boss things or something. Like I try not to do this kind of stuff, but I think I was doing it, but I was trying to not do it. Where I was like, "Hey, can you come and explain to me why this isn't happening?" And it was like. It's like I felt like I had the facts, but I wasn't sure.
You were like trying to be nice, but you
I'm
weren't
like trying
you're
to be
like,
nice,
how is
right?
this possible?
I'm like, how's this possible? And I'm like really working, and I'm like trying to hold it all in.
Yeah.
Right.
Hulk mode was.
I'm
about
like,
to come out.
yeah, Hulk mode's about to come out, and I'm like really feel it because there's just all this stress from just orders have to go
it's been
out.
unfortunate being down.
I've been gone, parts being missing.
Well, and if someone is a customer, and like, I mean, best case scenario is that they have stock and they order early enough before all of their product is gone. So like once it's gone, they can put it back on the shelf.
Right.
If there's
And
people
then they don't
who
want
purchase
empty
it.
shelves.
Right. Like, but you know, so hopefully not too much time had passed where like, and they ordered far enough in advance to have product on hand where it didn't affect them. But it gets
Right.
to the point where if you're going to impact a customer, I mean, sure, that order that's already been placed will be fulfilled, but like in the future, are they like, okay, we don't need to stock this anymore, or we had to come up with a backup plan to fill our
Oh
shelves?
my gosh, we're at the point where like, yeah, like, you know, Barrett and the head of sales, he's literally like, hey, can we start filling bottles by hand? Like, he's like,
Yeah.
we got customers we got to take care of. And I'm feeling the pressure, you know, of course. And so,
So you find
so
product.
I have this thing and I'm asking the question, like, what's going on? He's like, oh, we have plenty of that product. We just don't have the other product. And I didn't realize that
It was just a different
It was a
size.
different seasoning that
It's blackened.
it was blackened. We had a ton of blackened orders that came in, hundreds of bottles that came in, and we
I
only
made
had
that
like 10.
product.
So I literally was like, and then it's like the realization. Okay, all right, like I did not have the facts. So now I'm like in the process of like the simmer down, you know. And I also have to be like, oh, okay, well that makes sense now, right? So I
You're
have to
like, thank you for explaining that to me.
thanks for explaining that because and
You're
meanwhile
not fired.
Meanwhile, like if it's like that cartoon with the emotion characters and the little fire guys like pouring water, like, you know, like nonstop to try to get me to calm down.
That's funny.
So anyways, that's like probably one of the biggest, I mean, we got all kinds of things happening, but that's
Well, so
the
when you were
biggest
talking
thing.
about the machine, and it's one of those things in life where, I mean, I'll just use a very simple example. It's like I'm trying to open a jar and I'm like trying to open it, trying to open it, trying to open it. And I like have you come over. I mean, I'll try for a good
You
5
loosened it.
minutes. No, but let's just say I try to open it and you walk over and I'm like, hey, can you help me with this? And like if you didn't walk up the stairs, it wouldn't have opened. But by the time you like walk up the stairs and make the effort and you're standing right over me, like then it opens. I feel like that's been the scenario with this machine. It's like you've tried and tried and tried and tried. And it wasn't until you physically ordered the new machine and it shipped from, you know, its location, unable to be returned, did you mess around and fix the current machine. So now it's working.
Well, you know, was able to stop the order.
Oh, you were? You didn't tell
Yeah,
me that.
and I got a refund.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, that makes me happy.
I know. I was
Good for
pretty
you.
excited.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, $4,000 is a lot of money to
It is
drop on
right
a second
now.
machine when you don't,
Oh
you
my
know, when you don't need
gosh.
it.
Anyway.
So,
Well, and you've got other things happening in the business too.
well, we have a trade show next week.
Yeah.
So, our first trade show on the business that we're acquiring, we close in just 3 weeks, and it's getting crunch time. I have 3 payments that I have to make. I've already made the first payment. I gotta do the second payment on September 2nd, and we officially close. Like the dollar amount's a lot.
We're having a party.
And then we're gonna have a party. We're gonna invite everyone over to our office. We have 12 people we're gonna invite over for a little ceremony. We made like a little brochure.
I was promised a nice dinner after closing as well. Don't think I forgot.
Okay. 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 We could still do the dinner.
I'm feeling like your reaction
Okay.
is forgetful of the promise that you had made. I was just reminding you.
Okay. Here's the thing. Okay. Before, when I said that,
Okay.
it was we were getting a loan to buy the building and the business, and it was going to be the bank's money.
Okay.
Okay. So if you've ever tried to buy something of a lot, you know, and I can just be blunt, right? We're paying $3 million for the building, right? So we're trying to, you know,
Come
you're
up
getting
with
this
cash.
big bunch of money.
What are you trying to say? We're not going to dinner? Or we're going to McDonald's?
What I'm saying is that when I said that, the bank was giving us the money, you know, so I was like, hey, it's cool. We got money still, whatever. But what we've had to do is we've had to close cash on the company. And I've literally
You've yet to answer the question. Are we going to dinner?
Yes.
No, there you go.
We will go to dinner. We will go to dinner.
Wonderful.
And yeah, we might have to finance the dinner. So just so you know, we have an Ocean Prime that's opened up in downtown Sarasota. It's a
I think we
very
talked about
nice
it a long
restaurant.
time ago when it had very first opened because it was.
And we haven't gone.
It was a $10 million build out. We're talking to some of the other entrepreneurs.
And everyone says, oh, they might say it's a little bit overrated just because it's so hyped.
Yeah, they
but
just say it's
they
overpriced
great.
for what
Everyone
it is.
say it's great.
Here's
Anyways,
the thing: people can say whatever they want. I can't have an opinion till I try it.
Exactly.
I gotta have an opinion.
And so we know it's expensive. You and I go out all the time.
Not
but
anymore. Not anymore.
Well, we got a baby, so it's a little bit harder. But the my point is that it's going to be an expensive dinner. It probably won't be in our top. We actually have a top 5 list
of expensive dinners.
our most expensive dinners. That
Anyway,
we have.
we'll keep you posted. You all heard it here live. September 2nd, we close, and I'm still getting Ocean Prime.
And we'll go to Ocean Prime for dinner.
Can't wait.
Should we invite anyone?
Wow. Who are we going to
The
invite?
whole
You
team.
could barely
No,
even pay for me a second
I
ago.
don't know. I was thinking about your parents, but we
They're
probably
gonna
need
need
them
to
to watch the babysit. We'll bring them back something.
They're definitely going to need to babysit. But we did just come back
Speaking
from
of baby.
10 days in Michigan. It was our first trip we ever took with the baby on the plane. And on the ride there, it was great, even though we paid for a seat.
We bought a seat. By the way, you know what? Totally worth it. Totally worth it on Allegiant. The seat's like $100, right?
Well, and but the problem is that yes, our car seat is approved to be on a plane, but the seats are so
It was so
small
tight
that we like put it sideways.
We had
And
to
so
put
of
our
course
seat
the
sideways.
baby was sleeping and the flight attendant's like, well, if your seat's not clipped in properly, you're gonna have to hold the baby for takeoff and
It's like the most ridiculous,
touchdown.
stupidest thing I've
And
heard.
I'm like, the baby's sleeping. You want me to wake up the child to
Right.
hold the baby?
And, oh, by the way, let's go ahead and put the baby in our arms so that when the plane's rolling over on fire, like we're gonna just hold this baby
Like,
versus
can we
it being
not keep
secured
her
in its
strapped in
plastic
the
thing with a roll bar. The thing literally has a roll bar. Like, what's gonna happen to her in that thing? You know,
she's comfortably like buckled into that.
she's like in a
thing.
racing harness.
I know. So that
No,
was
we'll hold her so that she can fly out of our arms at 100 miles an hour.
I know. So that was that. And then on the way home, first of all, you know, there's always that concern, or there's these parents you see sometimes that like make goodie bags for everyone that's going to be sitting around them if their
I thought
child
about that.
cries.
I think you sent me something about that.
I don't know if I did or I didn't think about it. I was like, she'll be fine. But you know who should have made us a goodie bag?
The people next to us.
The fucking people next to us.
These
that
people
child.
didn't give a shit about their kid screaming. And it wasn't a
my
baby. It was probably a couple years old.
First of all, I feel really bad. I hope nothing's wrong with the child. It was like really upsetting. It was kind of traumatic.
For you or for the child?
Both of us.
I just put.
It was traumatic
We have noise
for me.
canceling headphones on. I didn't really care.
Okay, I'm literally looking at Chris. I'm like, do you hear what's going on over here? Because it is like so alarming to me because it was upsetting our own kid. Like it was like
It was?
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
See, you and I have different. We have different flight experiences, and we actually talked about this, and we actually talked about talking about it when we were both calm and not traveling.
Is this the moment?
Which is like
Right now.
So okay, okay, a couple things. One, I don't have the best hearing. Okay, so this is it kind of builds on here.
He literally,
And we both have
blew
noise
up-
canceling headphones
He
on.
blew up a bomb like next to his ear when he was in the army. So he truly does not have great hearing. And yes, we have noise canceling headphones on.
So she's sitting there talking to me, and I'm looking at her, trying to read her lips, and then I lift a thing. I'm like, I can't hear you, like, and then she's like, stop yelling, and I'm like, I'm not yelling. I just can't hear
No,
you.
he's literally like, I can't hear you. And I'm like, oh my God. So then I'll be like, hey. He doesn't hear me. And finally I'm like, Chris, hello. And he's like, why are you yelling at me?
Why are you yelling at
So
me?
it's this whole thing on a plane.
It goes back and forth.
And I told
so-
him he needs to, in his spare time, plug his ears, put his headphones on at home, and practice reading my lips because I can't take it
No,
anymore.
what she said is, I really think we should talk about getting seats not next to each other.
I said when we're
during
calm
the plane.
and in a good headspace, we should seriously consider not sitting next to each other on a plane.
Because the plane is really the plane ride is really the only time when we're like, and she, what you say is you go,
He's like the Incredible Hulk
like,
in a small space.
in a small space, and that everything starts building on me. And
The
I get
minute we sit
upset.
down, he's like, there's no leg room in here. There's nowhere to put my stuff. I got no. And he's like, I can't even. He puts his arms out on his. Oh my
got a
gosh.
big chest.
He's the whole thing. I'm like, dude, you need to make enough money to get yourself some first class seats.
We have
because
talked.
boy,
Our dream
oh
is
boy.
like, hey, we just need to make enough money to fly first class.
I mean, even comfort. Like, yo, we're still flying Allegiant. I mean, even
Allegiant
Delta.
doesn't have
Just get us on a
comfort.
Delta
First
plane.
of all, I don't think Allegiant has first class.
Well, if it does, it's probably just a regular seat on a different
our
plane. We're sitting in
problem-
like plastic freaking children chairs in the back.
Our
And by the way,
problem
there we are with
is
our
that
kid.
we like direct flights, and so we
Okay.
do a lot of these smaller
We're so
airlines.
cheap. We didn't even purchase our seats because they want to charge you an extra $20 just to pick a seat. So we go on the first flight ever with our child, and we're like row 31, going down like every single seat in the aisle. I'm like, what were we thinking? Anyway,
We saved like hundreds of dollars.
I know. The reason for everyone listening, we fly Allegiant is because Chris is a veteran. Thank you, ear injury. And and we get
Our bags fly free.
we get a
pets fly free.
free dog, yeah. By the way, we chose to take our first flight with our daughter, also with our animals. So we've got, I mean, we should show, we'll give Maria a picture. There is like 3 suitcases, 3 backpacks, a child in a stroller, and a dog in a carrier. And we looked.
I guarantee you that we've laughed at people like us.
Oh, it was humorous.
Or maybe not laugh, but been like, look at
It
those
was
psychos.
humorous. And then you rock up. I mean, not only that, but my parents drove, so they brought a bunch of stuff. Then we rock up to these houses, and it's like wonderful, gorgeous, amazing spaces to stay in. But like, we are not used to staying in a bedroom with our child, with our dog, like with all these things to like change diaper. Like everything's in like this
Like the
small,
Clampets.
confined space. And we're like, oh, we're here for 10 days. Wonderful. So it was wonderful to see family. I saw a bunch of girlfriends. It was like a really good time.
Yeah.
10 days was too long. You know, I think everybody can agree. No comment.
Yeah.
No, but while we were there, my parents were really nice, and my mom committed to what? Well, I'm just saying she's the one that committed
Okay.
to watching the kids.
She committed for everyone
And
else.
my sister and her husband and the two of us went to Traverse City, and we were gallivanting the wineries, and it was actually really lovely
So a couple of things. One
seeing a
is
different spot of Michigan.
what's really awesome is in every other past year I've shipped monitors and worked in the basement. They got a really nice basement, and they've Uncle Bob hooks me up, sets up my whole workstation, I got my own little desk and chair and everything else, and it's kind of like a getaway from the family too. What?
Well, I forgot all about the crickets. Is that what you're about to say?
No, not at all. But that's a good one to bring up.
Keep
and
going.
so Um, but what I was going to say is that I've always worked every morning and everything else, but we have Abigail and I have morning duty, and she got up an extra hour early every day.
Yeah, she was a little off
I didn't
schedule
have nearly the amount of time that I typically have when I'm
to get work done.
And everything
Yeah.
else. And I also kind of committed to not working when we first got there, and the bulk of the family was there and everything else. And
Yeah.
it was good. And when I got back, I thanked the team, and I just said, hey, like when we had our meeting, I was like, hey, I just wanted to thank everyone, because if I didn't have all of you, I would not been able to relax as much as I did relax, even though you might say that I didn't relax. I felt like I actually had quite a lot of relaxation and not having to worry about everything. And so it was really cool, you
Yeah.
know, and one of the benefits of building a
I think
team.
just like you say relax. I was like, I didn't notice whether you were relaxed or not because I wasn't, because I was traveling with an infant
yeah,
for
because
10
you got
days.
an infant. It's a totally different type of relax. It's kind of like where chaos meets like, I don't know.
It's like who's on first. But no, you mentioned the monitors, and I remembered the crickets because I thought your monitors or something. I mean, I was reminiscing on my ear going around the basement in the house trying to figure out where they were
Okay,
coming
so
from.
look, every year, I love Aunt Diane and Uncle Bob.
You actually told me what happened days later. We were on the beach.
Okay, look, if
in
you're going to
Traverse
try
City.
to pull off anything, the only person you can trust is yourself.
He didn't
You
tell me.
do not tell
You played a
anyone. You don't
practical
even
joke.
tell if you're going to play a mean practical joke.
It was mean.
You cannot tell a soul because,
way-
because guess what? They will crack. You would have cracked.
I don't know if I would have cracked or not cracked, but I would have been sane. Like I lost my marbles.
So anyway,
The
these
practical
little,
joke was on
these
me.
are little robotic little circuit boards that like have chirping. And so what
He
happened
brought
is
crickets.
when Aunt Diane and Uncle Bob came over Christmas, not they, Uncle Bob is innocent. Okay, Aunt Diane claimed some weird rule during a card game, and I'm like, that is baloney.
Chris would have
blah, blah, blah.
won a big
I
pot
would
of
have
money,
won like $40.
and he didn't because
And I
my
didn't
aunt
win.
made up this rule.
She made up a rule, and then even when I called him out on it, it was
We didn't research it till afterwards, and then it was debunked. But he didn't have his $40, so this was payback.
So I was
he
like,
says.
all right, it's okay. I'll get my payback another way. And so I had seen this ad for these little chirping crickets. And I was like, all right, I'm going
my
to order a
God.
bunch of them. So when we got there to the thing, I turned them on and I put them in a couple places. I put a couple in the basement, a couple in the thing.
He bugged the house.
So first of all, I didn't realize that Aunt Diane's like deaf. So like she couldn't even hear them.
Oh, she
and
didn't
she was
hear
the
'em?
target.
Oh, well, I'm the one who got totally
Yeah.
screwed. So for days, I was like, thought they had like a clock. You know how sometimes people have clocks in their house? It's like bird calls and
Yes.
stuff depending on the hour.
Yeah,
I was like, they got a bug clock. Like, good for them. And the crickets keep going off or whatever. But then, long story short, I was
They
like,
thought it was the baby monitor.
I
the
kept saying, I was
monitors,
like, what are the crickets? And they were like, oh, it's your stuff. It didn't happen before you got here. And I was like, no, it's not our stuff. I was like, there's nothing that makes a cricket noise.
Right.
So I went insane. And the thing is he told me these crickets, it's not like they go off like every 10 seconds. You
they go off
hear
like
it,
every like 5 or 15 or 20 minutes.
you'd like hear it and then it just
then
wouldn't come
you
again.
can-
And
it
you're like
doesn't come
waiting
again.
and your ears on everything. So the reason I said it is because my dad for days was like, I think it's your monitors. I think it's his monitors downstairs. I mean, we were the whole trip. I was like, maybe it's this. I was like, no, you guys have a clock downstairs.
right. And
or
so
something.
she kind of got it like subconsciously, because then it was like, you know, them going, hey, there's crickets in your house. But I thought it was better to bring it or start it when everyone was there, because then.
So we went to Traverse City, and then he tells me while we're away from the house, he's like, by the way, I planted crickets in the house. And I was like, are you kidding me?
I know. it's
Like on
awesome.
top of the stress of like hosting 16 people, he's like, this is a great time to pull a practical joke. It was a
Well,
little,
you know, don't take money
a little
during
brutal. A little
left,
brutal.
right, center.
I know. That actually reminds me. So when we were going on the beach in Traverse City, this guy had a stroller. It was like a 2-kid stroller. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
And the wife was like, "Oh, it's gonna be funny in the sand or whatever." And he like,
He like plows into the dirt. And
the
he keeps
pavement
pushing on it. I'm
the
like,
pavement
what are you
stopped,
doing, bro?
The pavement stopped, and like literally, the kid in the front is like practically knees in the sand at this point. Like he's just like the wheels go deep into the sand, and instead of like trying to lift it up with his knee or come around the front, he just keeps pushing it down. And it's like he was trying to prove a point to his wife or something because he was like, "No, it'll be
Not
fine."
all men are created equal.
It was so funny. I was like, "Oh my gosh, yeah." He didn't make it.
No, he did not. He did not make it.
We were like, "That's ridiculous."
I'll tell you what. I had a great time with your sister and her husband.
The water on that side of the state's beautiful.
The water
Traverse
was
City is
beautiful.
pretty magical.
The weather was beautiful.
We found a restaurant.
We ended up going to a restaurant that we had. I met your counterpart inside Traverse City.
She like came to us.
Who like came to us.
We
It's
were
like
sitting
she
on a
sensed
bench.
that we were needing something, and she just came to
We
us
didn't
and was
ask
like,
her. We were literally
"Are you guys
minding our
looking
own
for
business.
something?" And she was like, "Just like what we do in downtown." We're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, hey, are you looking for some place to eat? Try here, 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 here." So we found your equivalent, and she told us about this restaurant on the water.
That you couldn't find anywhere on
No,
Google.
and no reservations. They wouldn't take reservations. And when we show up, they're like, "It'll be an hour and a half wait." And we're like, "You guys have like a bar on the water outside, right?" They're like, "Yeah, it's first come, first serve. Go out there." So anyway, we go out and sat for an hour and a half,
Listen to this guy. Play
listening
amazing
to music.
Yeah.
listening,
Great
having drinks,
drinks,
sitting on the
Watching
lake.
sunset, sailboats on the water. It was beautiful.
It was magical.
It was. It was so
We were
nice.
so lucky.
Yeah, we were like, this is the best wait for dinner ever.
It's the best dinner wait. Meanwhile, we're like 3-4 drinks in by the time we get to dinner.
3-4 drinks in. That was the day we drank
That was the drink-a-thon. Yeah.
everywhere.
I'm drink number 1.
I know. We tried to do one. Of
I
those
got to like
videos.
drink number 7, and everyone
was
else
like-
with me was like drink 15.
Yeah, well, you know,
You guys are party
can't
animals.
hang with the big leagues.
Yeah.
No, it was
But
really
yeah,
good.
big family trip right in the middle of the summer. I mean, everyone kind of goes through these summer vacations with their kids, and
I know. And then we came back, and it was, I don't want to call it chaos because it wasn't chaos, but one, you had a lot of work to do to catch up. You were doing, one of our employees didn't have COVID. He was actually out on planned PTO, and he typically is doing most of our Stay Cool orders. So you were.
no, he's doing all of our Stay Cool
Yes,
orders.
he is. And so you were catching
know-
up from being away for 10 days and then also doing Stay Cool deliveries with a broken manufacturing machine. So it was crazy here in the office. And then at home, our dog who decided to eat the entire farm
Had uncontrollable diarrhea.
and was so sick she wasn't eating or drinking
And what's funny
when
is
we
is
got
that
home. But thank the
She
Lord.
didn't get out of bed, and then that morning, I literally walk over. It's like you just
She's
kind of hit the nail on the
holding
head.
our
Like this is
infant.
typical. Like this is like, it's not great outdoors because they're on vacation, but it's kind of like great outdoors after the great outdoors.
I'm just glad thank goodness she did not have a stomach ache in my aunt's house or anywhere else we
it's
were
dark.
or
She's
on
not
the
getting
plane.
out of bed, and I'm looking at the bed, and it's like light, and all I see is brown.
And he's holding our child in his arms, sticks his hand down.
I stick
and
my
he's
hand down,
like, "Can
and
you
I
turn the
go-
light on for a second?"
I go, turn the light on. I think there's shit everywhere.
And there was shit
All in her bed. She just laid in
everywhere.
bed and just everywhere.
Oh my god, it was horrible.
So I got it on my hand. I got Abigail on the other hand.
So
I'm
I
literally
ta-
going
I
to
had
wash
take
my
the
hand.
baby. I was like,
Then
oh
I have
my
to
God.
carry her in the bed, everything all at once. I'm literally holding
I
her
know.
out.
Don't worry, everyone. The bed's in the dumpster. The dog had to go to the vet for almost the entire day. It was so sad.
I got
She
team members
every-
out, broken equipment. I'm literally doing Stay Cool orders, which I don't mind, but not when else the entire fucking
Abigail
world's falling
switched
apart.
pediatricians, which, by the way, I think we talked about it on here. She made the cut and got into the new pediatrician, but she got her 6-month vaccines. She's
Is that all
teething.
the same day?
So it was like everything
It's like
happened
all
all
the
at once.
same day.
It was crazy town. So it was a wild week. We were in town for the weekend, caught up, fixed the machine, and this week,
No, thank goodness
By the way-
Brandon got back.
Okay,
He's-
last week was a full moon though. Like
Was
a couple, yes, a couple of my girlfriends, like one of my girlfriends a couple of my girlfriends had scary incidents, and I was supposed to go to book club, but you had an appointment on the Saturday,
a
so I was
Saturday
like,
appointment.
I said, okay, you know what, I'm not gonna go, and I almost asked my mom. My parents are back in town from Michigan; they just got in on Friday night, and I almost asked my mom to come help, but I was like, you know what, something I don't know. I was like, it just doesn't feel right. I'm just not gonna go, and I didn't go, and I got a text that I got a text.
I got a text.
I got a text that night, and they were stuck on the side of the Skyway Bridge with a flat tire. And I was like, oh my gosh, this would have been the icing on the cake after the week that we had just had. So it was like we needed a vacation from the vacation and then the week after the vacation. But finally, I feel like things
we need a vacation.
are levering out.
Mercury retrograde.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I'll tell you what. We need to plot the next Mercury retrograde because I am freaking doing. I don't know.
Well, and what we're not even mentioning here is that I'm literally a basket case. Like it is Mercury is in retrograde, which is like insane. If you're an astrology girl, you know that like I mean, emotions are high.
Is that what's going on right now?
Your dog, your baby, your husband. Oh my God. It's like, I'm like, don't breathe in the same vicinity as me. Don't even look in my direction. I mean, I'm coming out of it, but the skies.
Is that what's been going on? Did we just identify what's been going on here?
Yes. Dr. Maria.
I just wish that I could turn into a werewolf.
It might have been better. Oh, speaking of which, and I know, sorry, off topic, but I was going to say the new Wednesday series came out and you're just so disappointed that it came out before October.
Okay. Yeah. You know, here's the thing. There's such a lack of good Halloween stuff to watch.
Yeah.
And so why did they come out? Now I'm thinking that people will be like, oh, I'm in the Halloween spirit. And all the seasons are out for
they wanted
Wednesday.
to do it beforehand.
But I'm sitting there thinking, and we literally watched the first episode and I was like, man, I really just wish it was like October. And we were like, this was like our October
We're probably going to need to wait because the problem with waiting on any show these days is that like
you hear and see clips of what's happening.
But I don't know if Wednesday's
is the entire
do
series
that.
out?
I don't know. I think so. Yeah, I think it comes out.
I mean, that's how they do it these days. Just so the whole thing.
They
comes
just have
out.
the whole thing come out.
Anyways, the whole point is like.
Oh, speaking of Halloween,
what?
I forgot to talk about the Great Bat Attack.
Oh, the Great Bat Attack. Speaking of the great outdoors, the movie.
You guys. So this was before we got home.
If you've seen the great outdoors and you've seen the bat.
I have to tell this story. I have to tell a story. It just can't not be told.
Okay.
So, my best friends in the entire world that I grew up with, my one girlfriend I went to elementary school with. That's how long we've known each other.
What was your elementary school teacher's name?
I had Mrs.
I'm being facetious because you're going into like details that are not irrelevant to the bat.
Oh, Mrs. Way was third grade Sundeck and Morowski. I'm going through the grades. I'm trying to think of who my first grade teacher was though. Anyway, now you've totally messed me up. But
there was a bat.
Yeah. So my girlfriend's got a cottage very close to where we were in Michigan, and we were going to take a night away, just the girls, and have like a night at the cottage. And she's owned this place for 5 years now, and this was going to be literally the first weekend
it was their COVID
she's
project.
ever been there without her husband. Like she always comes up with the kids, or they've got family visiting, but she's never done an alone weekend there with just girls either. So we go up. I mean, literally wonderful night. Like sunset, s'mores, laughs, wine, all of the above, golf cart rides. Like we are laughing, we're chatting, we're having such a good time. So we come inside and we're going to watch Happy Gilmore 2 on TV. So we're all like chilling out on the couch. And all of a sudden, and it's a beautiful log cabin, gorgeous. And all of a sudden, the girl who owns the place was like, what was that? And as she said it, I look up and a bat's flying over my head. And I was like, oh my God, that was a bat. No, I said that was a bat.
You said it was a bat? Okay.
So my other girlfriend is like, I did see something, but I think it was 2 birds. I'm like, you saw 2? I was like, okay. I was like, that was definitely a bat. She was like, no, it was big. So she's saying like, it's a pigeon.
It's so big, it has to be a bird. It's
She's
like a pigeon.
It's a pigeon.
Like bats are small. Like they're like this big.
So first of all, I'm like, it was 100% a bat. I have no doubt in my mind there's a bat in this house right now. And full disclosure, I mean, there are bats in Michigan. And like, I see them flying. You see them flying around at dusk all the time. Yeah. Like they're out by the lake
Tiny
and stuff.
one.
But I was like, hey, like when we were out by the fire, like I did see bats flying around. So like there's bats like in the vicinity. There's 100% a bat inside his house. And so anyway, she's freaking out. She calls her husband. Now, like I said, we had s'mores, we had wines or whatever. So my one girlfriend, she's so funny. She's like, are we sure we're not so fucked up? We imagined it. I was like, I did not imagine seeing a bat. I was like, I don't know what you're drinking. I was like, but that is not enough for me to, for 3 women to envision.
It's not a
seeing this
pigeon.
thing. Yeah. So anyway, she's on the phone with her husband. She's freaking out. She's got a tennis racket in hand. He was like, that's the only thing, you know, that's in the house or whatever. So she goes around to every curtain. I mean, we're opening up every door. We're moving every window. She's hitting every wall. I mean, by we, I mean she. And
First
we just
of all, I would
giggled
take
our
a
asses
bat
off.
over a rat any day.
Okay. So anyway, the whole house, and we've at this point opened all the doors because she wants it out of the house or whatever while she's banging around on everything just in case it comes out. And finally, it's been like 30, 40 minutes, and her husband's like, it must have flown out. Like while you saw it and like freaked out and opened and you were getting the tennis racket, it must have flown out of the house. It's got to be gone. And so we're like, okay. So we all sit back down on the couch, hanging out, and we're chilling out, and we're like, oh my God, okay. And literally the second we hit play on that TV, this freaking thing dive bombs us. And we were like, there it is. And Alexa, I'm saying it. She's like, get out of the house. And so anyway, me and my other girlfriend run to the door. That door's hard to open. You came the next day with the latch. And I'm going, I'm like,
it's like a haunted mansion.
I can't get it. She's swinging the tennis racket at this bat. I mean, swinging. And we didn't end up getting out the door. It wouldn't open. So I just go, get low. And so we're like on the ground, like arms flat out. But I'm like laughing so hard, I'm going to pee my pants. She's like, anyway. The bat flies into a bedroom. We slammed the door shut, and we could see from the window this bat. It was like an episode.
Like trapped in there.
It was like a zoo. It was like an episode
like
of National Geographic.
Like it's like flapping, hitting the window.
So anyway, there was a crack in the door. It ended up flying out. We still don't know where it went. The 2 of them slept in the house that night. I slept in the covered porch because I was like, the room that it was flying around in was the room I was going to sleep in. So I was like, that's not happening.
It's going to just land on you.
Yeah. So it was a great bat attack. And what we originally, we were calling, oh my God, don't. He just scared me. Originally, we were going to call the bat Bruiser because we think he got a couple bruises from Alexa's tennis racket.
Yeah.
But instead, we think it was Betty the Bat, and she just wanted a break from her husband that night too. But we told her, you know, there's a list.
Oh, Betty.
There's a list. It's not Black Betty. It's Gray Betty. She was gray. And Alexa's husband still doesn't believe us that it was a huge gray, like giant bat. No one has video footage. It all happened and it's just ingrained in our minds.
If you had some video footage.
We just don't. We don't. We were just squealing and screaming.
If it wasn't for the great outdoors, like I mean, after seeing that movie and then John Candy with the catcher's mask and the gear and the tennis racket and stuff.
Oh my God. It's one of those things though, like all 3 of us, I mean, there we were, like I had to pee in the middle of the night. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go in the house and go to the bathroom.
That's hilarious.
So you like open the door. She left all the lights on that night. All the lights. Cause it's the middle. Oh God. Yeah.
It's probably better to have a bat flying in light than the dark and just feeling the wind's presence.
Absolutely.
Like right by you.
It's so freaky.
Yeah, it's so freaky.
So we're like crawling to the bathroom at night.
I could totally tell the story. Jenny tells the story when she went up with Sydney
your
to visit
Aunt Patsy or something.
Yeah,
Patsy.
Grandma Patsy. And she's like, there's literally like a mouse crawling on the blanket while I'm sleeping. And she's like, all I did was
She said they didn't have windows. That was in West Virginia, wasn't it?
It's West Virginia.
Yeah.
Long story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, I'm glad I was not a participant in that house.
So what's like the big thing? We've had 2 weeks have gone, some remote work. Like, what do you think's like the big thing that kind of gravitates that for you?
My takeaway?
What's your takeaway
over the last couple of weeks? Well, no, I sent you a video. I think it was earlier this week.
It was yesterday.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
We share videos.
Yesterday
I don't know if other people share videos with each other. Like, I think I share more videos. What's funny, never mind, I can't even say it.
Share.
No, I was going to comment on the video I sent you because you sent me your video and you said truth. And then I sent something back to you and I said, this is truth too. It was the guy on the guy and the lady on the roller coaster or something.
Okay.
Or no, the flight. They were going to take a flight. Never mind. It's an inside joke if you don't.
I'm trying to remember the video. You send me a lot of videos. But anyway, Michelle Obama's video was just like about how she's had to teach her daughters that, you know, they've got to get comfortable with the in-between. There's this world, this generation, even like our current generation, you know, we've gotten so used to gratification everywhere we turn. And it's like all you see is life being lived at its fullest on social media. Like it's a highlight reel. And
Right.
so she was like, you know, 90% of life is just the nothing. Like it's just like the everyday. It's sometimes being comfortable with boredom. It's sometimes being, you know, fine with doing nothing. It's, you know, maybe you're not bored. Maybe you're just relaxing. Like maybe there's not something to look forward to. Maybe there's not a trip. Maybe there's, you know, not anything big happening at work. You're just working. Like you're just getting your job done, you know,
Right.
and that's the expectation. And it's kind of like finding comfort in that, because otherwise you're just going to constantly be let down. And you might look back and be like, oh, I missed when I didn't have as much on my plate, or I missed when I had so much on my plate and I felt overwhelmed and busy, or I, you know, it's just, you're always wanting something other than what you have. And it was so profound to me to say, hey, just be happy with the current moment, like with what you do have and what is going on or not going on, and be okay with it. And it's like, that's really hard to do, but
it's very hard to do sometimes. I mean, I've been in several situations, and I have voiced, you know, just things with business and things that are going on. And I'm just sitting there like, man, I just wish it was better. But then if I take a step back, there's someone else that's like, man, I wish I could be where you're at. Right. Like, so, and that goes back that guy who's saying that there's someone else is looking at what
like
he has. And
it's not even, I think, yes, you can look at other people, but at the same time, it's not about what other people think or want, or you looking at somebody else and wanting their life. It's like, that's exactly what it is like, just be content with yourself, regardless of whether or not someone's sitting there thinking they wish they could be you, or you could be someone else, or any, you know, it's just like, no, you just have to find happiness in your everyday.
I liked the video. There was no reference, and I looked at it and I was like, I think this is Michelle Obama.
Which surprised me that he even said that, because it's like, she's pretty unmistakable.
Not in that video. In that video, I thought she looked a little bit more everyday, where I do feel that she has a very exceptional look. You know, the one thing I love about the Obamas is their articulateness. They're very articulate.
They're great.
People.
They're brilliant. I love the Obamas.
Obviously, you know, different sides of the aisle, but I got nothing bad to say.
He's like, let me make it clear.
Well, let me make it clear. Well, what's funny, and to
by the
go,
way,
I was wearing my Bush Reagan shirt this weekend.
oh my gosh, I know.
And whenever
The amount
it is
of
my
comments.
most commented shirt that I wear, and people are like, "Where'd you get that?" or "Who are you?" or whatever. And I like to joke, and I say it's like
I know.
it's like saying I'm conservative in a really nice, friendly way.
I know. That's when we went to the wine bar. The woman was like, my husband would love your shirt. Yeah. That was when we tried to get out of our house for an hour in the pouring rain, and our daughter just wasn't
Would
playing
not
ball.
sleep, and then started the whole Herculean effort to get her to sleep.
She's really cramping our social style.
She is, but we love her.
We love her so much.
All right, with that.
Wait, what did you take away from the week?
You know, I got so much going on that I just can't take anything home from work. It's just, there's so much going on. Otherwise, I just bring it home. I did write down something, and that was vacation sounds like a good thing.
Vacation sounds like a good thing?
Yeah. You know, a lot of times.
Is that like it sounds good, but it's not actually?
No, you know, the whole thing of like needing a day to kind of get in vacation mode and get down. I think, well, I guess what I really should say is that long vacations seem like a good idea, but the reality is that, you know, it's kind of balancing like the whole work life and where
We've
we're at.
said so many
And
times we need to leave.
I always
wanting
say
more.
leave wanting more.
Yeah.
That a good vacation is where you leave it and you go, wow, man, I wish I could still be on vacation.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. More to do. It's kind of like, oh, we'll do it on our next trip.
Right.
And then it's one of those
And
things where you're like,
you
I don't really need
think
to go
about
back.
work or think about the things that didn't get done. And I think when you know, is it worth the amount of stress that you leave and the amount of stress that you come back to?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Look,
I love spending time with you, though.
I love a good vacation. I love a good unplug, but definitely. And he's saying all this, everyone, keep in mind, which we'll give you an update on it next week. But he's saying all this with another vacation days away.
I am. You're ready to go on vacation again.
I, on the other
Different
hand,
type of vacation.
I'm not going on vacation.
You're going to stay and protect the home front.
I am.
All right.
We'll talk to you next week.
See ya.